So we've got our 20 gauge wire. First thing we want to do is we want to give ourselves some good length coming off the back so that we have extra wire to twist to finish out our pattern with. Just start with your first bend, and basically you want to follow this right around all those points and just bend it with your hand. When you get to these, start the bend and then just pull it away and crimp it with your fingers. Just give it a good squeeze. And if you need to, if you want to, if you want to tape this down while you're doing it, if you need to hold it down or put some weights on it, you can do that. I find you end up picking it up so many times, it's easier to just kind of do it and keep checking it. If it's easier to cut a piece of wire and take it off the spool, you can do that too. I'm really terrible at judging the distance of how much wire I need, so I'm just going to leave it on. Okay, so there's where we're at so far. If you need to use the pliers too, you can always do that to get a cleaner bend. Okay. We want to roughly follow this pattern. Stay as close to these points as you can. If you go over a little or a little under, don't worry about it. You can fix it along the way. Just pull it back out and straighten it out and give it another shot. There we go. And do this one. Oops, bend it the wrong way. There we go. Okay, and we want to come down to that point right there. And then right at the back, I like to split that distance in the middle there. So we'll do this one here. And at the back, where I've bent it here, we're going to grab our pliers. We're going to grab it right at the base, and we're going to just give it a couple good twists. There. And then use your cutters. And then we have our basic frame for our hand. Now I wouldn't put it in like this because it's just going to flop around. So the next step is to twist them together. If you have two sets of pliers, what you can do is grab the base with one set like this. There, let me see if I can get it. There we go. And then I grab the other one here and just give it a couple good twists. I guess probably about 5 or 6 half turns will give you a nice twisted finger form like that. And you want to make sure it twists almost down to the base. You don't want to do halfway down. You want to make sure it starts twisting. That's why you grab it down here. The other way, if you only have one safety pin or a piece of metal rod, if you have one, metal rod would be better. If you're using an 18 gauge, it's going to be a little thick. It'll probably bend the safety pin. But what you can do is if you're using one pair, you grab the base like this, put this through, and close the safety pin so I don't stick myself, and then just twist. Same thing. You're basically using the safety pin as a key on the end, and it's a little easier. Same thing, 5, 6, maybe a few more twists on that one, and you get the same thing, and then we'll pop our safety pin out of there. And we get that. So we're going to do that with all the fingers.
Maybe a little work behind you for a few minutes here, DJ.
Okay.
So we'll speak up.
So we want to do 2 of these. We want to make sure we do a pair. As much as possible, keep the pair the same. Same length, same as far as the fingers and everything, try to match up the palm size the same. Got a little bit of twisting down there, but we'll fix that. Then what we end up with is that. We can clean these ends up a little bit if we want. If we want to crimp these a little bit or flatten them out, we can do that too. You don't want to pinch the ends too tight, because you don't want to point, because if you make it real sharp or pinch it real hard, eventually it'll push through the foam and out of the end of the fingertip of the puppet. So you want to keep a loop, an open loop like that on the ends. It just gives you something better to grab when you're bending the fingers, and it keeps it from pushing through. So I'm going to do the second one on the jig here, but basically same thing. You know, you can do this a lot quicker. Oops. Yep. Much faster way to do things, if you can, if you have the time to make one. Really helpful if you're knocking out a bunch of these too, to do it this way. But same thing again. You know, you can twist it with your fingers if you want. But. Anyway, so that's roughly what you end up with, is a pair of hands, of hand wires. What we want to do next is we want to make the palm.
Darlene is asking if you want to add nails later to the hands. Is there any anything you should do to the wire armature?
No, does she mean like claws? If you mean... Yeah. If you mean like claws, like you want to put werewolf claws or fang, you know, like something like that, then yeah, you can extend these farther out. You can make these longer so they point out, and you can propoxy them. You can model them in propoxy or FEMA or whatever you want to use, and you can actually glue them right onto the ends of these, which is great, because then it gives you a nice structural point for the nail to attach to. If you're doing regular fingernails, I wouldn't attach them to the armature at all. I would just do them on the outside of the fleece, and just double stick tape them down or hot glue them down on the back of the finger on the fabric itself. But yeah, definitely if you want to attach something, you can extend these out farther. Just when you do your pattern piece, just mark your points farther out and give yourself enough length that you have to work with. And the thing with these is, you know, we've tried all kinds of wire and everything. Over time, eventually wire's going to break. Just from the constant bending and manipulating and opening and closing of the hands. So just be prepared, eventually at some time in the future you will have to replace them. And if you do nails on the ends, like that motion, what that does is that locks down a certain point. Like if you propoxy onto it, that point right behind the nail becomes a real stress point, because every time you grab and bend it, it's going to bend right there. So eventually those are going to snap off as well, so you'll have to replace them again. And you can't really fix this. It's just easier just to put a new one in. So always hang on to your patterns or your jig. And maybe generally what I do when I'm building a puppet, I always build one extra of everything. Basically what I end up with when I build a puppet for a show, I have enough parts, replacement parts, to fix most of the understructure. I don't do the cover, I don't finish it, but I have the parts because I'm making them, and it takes 5 minutes, I'll take the extra 5 minutes and have it ahead of time because that'll save me a lot of time later on in the future. So, but yeah, with your fingers, you know, same thing. And if you wanted to do claws too, you could even make 2 complete sets of hands. You know, that you could just take the hands off and change those out. You know, it might be easier too. So.